Satnam, welcome to this video series on Japji in preparation for the European Yoga Festival. I'm Kirpal Singh from France, and today we're going to reflect on the Pauri 29 of the Japji. In order to set the context, I will briefly refer back to 28 that you have heard about by Guru Jagat Kaur, and also briefly remind us the place of these Pauris in the Japji. What has already been clearly explained by Guru Nanak is that singing is a highest yogic practice. Everything in the universe is singing, and singing is celebration. Singing is celebration of your state. Okay? Whatever state you're in, you're bringing it to a maturation, you're bringing it to a completion, to a realization, to a radiance by song. So this has been stated, and now we are coming to the Pauri 28. Just to remind, we are speaking to the yogis. And these yogis, they are not the yogis that we are, because these yogis are monks. We are not monks. And these yogis, they want to walk around naked and they beg, and we are not. Okay, so this is the difference. We are householder yogis. We are yogis who live the married life and earn our living and live in the world. So this is not what we are. However, what we learn in this passage is that purity is the highest aim. It says specifically that God is Ad, Anil, Anat, Anahat, which means primal, pure, without color, without beginning, throughout all the ages, of one single form, always identical with himself. And what does this actually mean? We are wearing white clothes, so we are also pure as God, and we have to learn to make this outward appearance something that goes deep, deep and deeper within us, and then we will actually reach a state of meditation. So these are important points I needed to highlight from the Pauri 28. Now Pauri 29, I will briefly read it. Bhogat Gyan Daya Bhandharan Ghat Ghat Vajenat. Make knowledge of the God your food. Daya Bandharan. Make charity the store and treasure out of which you live. Ghat Ghat. Ghat has a double meaning, and that's interesting. It means several things: heart and mind. This is what we're going to focus on at the moment. Heart and mind. It starts with the mind. I've learned something, and now I'm supposed to feel that in the heart. So how am I doing this? Well, it happens by Vajay, which means to play a musical instrument. The voice, for example. Typically the voice. Vajay Nad. Nad, the original sound from which we all come. As the Bible says, in the beginning is the Word, and the Word was with God. And we all know that something flows through us when we are really with the Word. We know it, we feel it, we experience it. And this is what Guru Nanak tells us here. O yogi, vibrate the Nad through your voice. And through that, whatever has been in your mind will come to sit in your heart. The vibration on this level, fifth chakra, is going to sink down, make the realization of the mind, the understanding, something I experience and I can actually translate into action. I can act on what I think, on what I understood. And I can also act and understand what that action actually means. This is all locked up in this little paragraph. The divine knowledge has to become food. It has to sink down. Okay. Next part. Ap nat nati sabjaki rid sid avara sad. Nat is here perceived as the master. The yogis that he speaks to are actually the not yogis, and God comes as the supreme master, the supreme yogi of yogis. The master who masters, in him all beings are intertwined, come to convergence. That is very interesting. What this means is that when you teach, you will come to the realization that your physical body as a spiritual body is actually the nervous system that transports all the messages from all the dimensions within yourself and brings them to an inner harmony. Like the universe in the macrocosmos has sung and celebrated the higher unity, the radiant unity of the divine, so is the mastery of the nervous system that we look for in Kundalini Yoga essential to experience the connection of all the parts within ourselves with every part. And on a macro level, to feel that we are all intertwined, all beings are intertwined, and apnat nati sabjaki means all those who master themselves, who are yogis that are really in their supreme mastery, they're actually able to feel they are the connection of all to all, of everything to everything. And they are actively, through their act of teaching, shedding that radiant light of the divine so that stability, self-regulation, harmonization happens not just within us while we teach, but it's also spread like the light of a lighthouse. However, he also warns the not yogis of his time who are sitting in his audience, don't look for miraculous powers. Searching for supernatural powers leads nowhere, it leaves a shallow taste. Rid Sid, miraculous powers are shallow. They are not the right way to approach things. Now, Sanjog Vijog Duikar Chalave Leke Ave Bhag. Sanjog and Vijog, the law of union and separation, they govern existence. Now, what does this mean? When you feel you're united, in reality, you are separated. When you feel you're one, in reality, you're still two. When you're separated, in reality, you're still united. You're still part of the whole. And that is a state of duality, because neither union nor separation are real. Now, what does this mean for us as yogis? It means that we have to keep in mind that our state of union and of separation has to become something higher. It has to transcend in a state where we actually merge with the one, so that neither union nor separation exist. We are, so to speak, merged with the divine, united while being distinct. Okay. That is something very specific. It's a very specific state of realization. And if we very realistically say, well, but this is where I stand today, this is the state of union or separation that I have in my life, that's actually exactly where we have to start. Let's work from there. Okay? Guru Nanak says, you receive what is written in your destiny. You receive what you need to work on now. And he says, Ades tise ades. So bow to him. And what is meant by that is that as yogis, in the moment we sing Om Namo Gurudev Namo, we are actually bowing. Namo means to bow. And this bowing is essential so that all the rest can happen. You become what you bow to. Okay. English, the Gurmukhi text. So, Ad, Anil, Anad, Anahat, Jug, Jug, Eko, Ves. Ad means primal, Anil means pure, without color. Nil is actually blue, but it's without blue. So blue without blemish. Anil also means without blemish. Anad, without beginning. Anahat, unstruck, so another way of saying without a beginning. Jug, Jug, throughout the ages. Eko means one, like egg. And Ves, garb, appearance, form. So in a way, like God, our practice actually represents that we are pure because we wear white. Anil means without color, so the divine is also colorless. And stable, one garb, one appearance, one form. This whole story about wearing special white clothing is actually giving us a stability, something that is permanent and that will not change while we are out and about to teach. It's an essential way and approach in order to unite with the divine, because the divine is pure and we are asked also to be pure. Merger with the divine is possible, merger with the sacred is possible to the extent that I am also more and more pure, more and more sacred. When the purity of myself, of my mind, equals that of the divine, then the merger will happen. Sat Nam.
ਭੁਗਤ ਗਿਆਨ ਦਿਆ ਭੰਡਾਰਨ ਕਟ ਕਟ ਵਾਜੈ ਨਾਦ ਆਪ ਨਾਥ ਨਾਥੀ ਸਭ ਜਾਕੀ ਰਿੱਧ ਸਿਧ ਅਵਰਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਜੋਗ ਵਿਜੋਗ ਦੋਏ ਕਾਰ ਚਲਾਵਹਿ ਲੇਖੇ ਆਵੈ ਪਾਗ ਆਦੇਸ ਤਿਸੈ ਆਦੇਸ ਆਦ ਅਨੀਲ ਅਨਾਦ ਅਨਾਹਤ ਜੁਗ ਜੁਗ ਏਕੋ ਵੇਸ